Disney is trying to make your kids trans. Disney needs to go back to its roots of good, straight Americanism, okay? It used to not be all this darn queer shit going on. No. None of this. We're talking about my favorite Disney film, Mulan. And while we're doing this, I'm also gonna be trying to do some golf makeup. My favorite makeup product is Elmer's. Oh yeah, they're sticky. People have talked about it being like, yeah, I could see this as trans representation. That's not a new thought. And I'm not here to claim that I'm the one to bring that new thought into the YouTubes. I do want to bring, though, that I think a lot of people see Mulan as trans femme representation. Now, I'm not against that. I'll keep repeating it till the end of me. Give me more trans representation in media. All of it, please. When I was very young, I never thought of Mulan as trans femme. I always thought of them as more trans masculine. That first song that comes up, what was it? Honor to Us All, where they're trying to get ready and they're all getting ready to meet the matchmaker and they're putting on makeup and they're getting ready, and Mulan seems to not really care about any of it. She's disinterested by it all. All she really wants is to like take care of her animals and just be this free spirit. None of these things really matter to her that much. I interpreted that as just not really giving horses ass about appearing feminine. Then the scene everyone references where she's looking at like her reflection and she sings that song, "Who is that girl I see?" The way I saw it was she was looking at a stranger. Like it was not the person she was supposed to be seeing, not the person she wanted to be seen as. And I feel like that's something a lot of trans people pre-transition can relate to. It's just feeling extremely foreign in your body. I look crazy right now, but please just stick with it, okay? This is what the conservatives warned you about. This is what happens when you let your kids eat Fruit Loops. Don't let your kids eat Fruit Loops or they'll end up like me. When she dressed up as Ping, something kind of clicked in my head where I was like, what? She just cut off her hair and put on this boy drag and now she's out to fight a war. That's really cool. I didn't know you could do that. I want to do that. I want to go fight in some war. I'm against war. There's a scene where Eddie Murphy is trying to teach her how to walk and how to talk like a man. And I'm just like, that is the most transist thing I've ever seen. A lot of male rituals were really foreign to her, like the way they talk to each other. Or there's that scene where Mushu is like, hit him. Men like it when you do that. And you know, it ends up her causing a giant breakout fight with everyone. Trans people go through that all the time, where they have a lot of trouble kind of figuring out social cues and social rules of the gender that they're trying to perform. Like I know a big one for trans men is handshakes, and I'm still bad at those. The song "I'll Make a Man Out of You" was my anthem. I was running outside in the rain like a maniac, and I just thought to myself, I just got makeup on my tripod. Go away, eyebrows. I look like that one Japanese commercial. Try baby's yogurt. People have drawn Ping with like a binder just to prove my point that I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Someone made an animatic from Mulan of Ping singing Reflection, which just gives it even of a more trans undertone. Now, do I think the Mulan from the Disney movie is trans? No, not really. When I was young, that's how I read it. I'm glad that there's more people and that it's not just me who sees Mulan as a trans icon, but a lot of the interpretations I see her as trans femme, and I never saw her that way. So I just wanted to bring it up and be like, hey, but I kind of see it like this. If you really look at it and you break down the most popular song from Mulan, Reflection, you start seeing my point more. Look at me, I may never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. You could see that as the feeling you failed as a daughter because you do not live up to the standards of what is considered right for a woman. You know, maybe you don't particularly like feminine things. Maybe you don't like dressing up. Maybe the feeling of being in women's wear makes you want to crawl out of your skin and cry. I'm not saying everyone feels that way, but maybe you do. Now I see if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Hiding for the sake of others, not living your truth, because you know how others will react. So deciding for their sakes that you won't be who you really are. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know, someone I cannot hide? Who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside? In all reality, a trans anthem. Mulan's brought up in the trans discussion, but I don't feel like enough. I feel like she was legendary for her time, especially. It was a really bold move. When was Mulan made? Okay, it was made in 1998. How many openly trans animated characters were there in television at that time? How many coded trans characters were on television at that time? How many were on Disney at that time? That's why it's a big deal. It's the mouse. As much as people hate the mouse, they have an influence. Ping was one of the first characters that had ever resonated with me in such a big way. In such a big way that I didn't even know I was trans, but I knew this was right. I knew something about this was just so correct. And as I found out my trans identity, you know, the dominoes, the chips kind of all started falling into place, where I was like, it might make sense that my favorite Disney movie is based on someone cross-dressing. Really, this is a thank you video to the creators of Mulan. Whether they realize it or not, this resonated with a giant part of the trans community. It definitely resonated with me, and I'm not alone with it. As you can see, of all these people who have made videos on the subject, who have made art about Mulan, about their transness, it's helped more people not feel alone. In reality, it was a lot of kids' first impression of drag. What is important now is where we go from this when it comes to trans representation in child's media and in animated form. There's definitely been a lot more trans characters in cartoon since the release of Mulan. You know, some really good, some not so good. That's okay. We're getting there. And I'm just happy to see that there's kids who don't need Ping anymore. You know, they have a lot of other choices and other people they can insert themselves in and see themselves in, being happy, living good lives, being well-rounded people, living past the age of 30, starting families, getting married, traveling, having jobs, being successful. They need to see that this is a reality that can happen for them. And for me, it was Ping. It was Ping kicking ass, defeating the Huns, looking cool as fuck while doing it, and getting the attention of the hottest Disney guy to exist. Sometimes there's a little bit of resentment in me because I wish I had these things when I was younger, but I'm glad it's here now. You know, better late than never. There are lots of other characters I could have made this video about that a lot of people have headcanon as trans. Will that be Spider-Man, Beast Boy, Hiccup, Dipper from Gravity Falls, you know, characters that weren't necessarily trans in writing, but trans in coding, or a lot of people felt that they were trans. But this had to be about Mulan because Mulan was the one that resonated with me the most. Also, it has the most kick-ass soundtrack ever. And Eddie Murphy's in it. Like, come on. Coming to America? Best rom-com ever. Will Disney ever give us a, like, truly out trans character anytime soon? I don't think so. Not unless it's like a straight to Disney Plus thing where they don't market it at all and they're just trying to hide it in the back of their catalog so they can say that they have it, but not to scare middle America. But the influence of the mouse is shrinking, okay? It's steadily shrinking little by little. We're seeing the rise and come up of a bunch of smaller studios doing the work. Have y'all seen Nimona? Have y'all seen Nimona yet? Please tell me y'all seen Nimona. It is a great film, and I'm just so mad not more people are talking about it. I mean, like, come on, it is the ultimate trans film. I love Nimona. Metal. Yeah, I'm doing this without no lip liner. What are you gonna do? Stop me? You can't. You can't. Try. Try something. Try something. I want her paler than the moon. This is what they meant by that.
Crazy, I was crazy one.
That's the video. Thank you for listening to me rant about another random topic. If you like this video, make sure to check out my other random rants about trans things that I feel like no one talks about. And I swear I can't be the only one thinking these things. My last video was about how boy love made me trans. I also play dating sims. Watch me try to get it in with this actual fork. And if you don't like forks, maybe this spoon will do it for you. No, not into spoon. What about a knife? Want to see me try to flirt with a knife? You ever seen a knife make an anime O face? No, I bet you haven't. That's the kind of quality I like to bring to this channel. Thank you. No, fuck it. Thank you and later, stranger.